We want to continue. Can we ask the senators to ask their questions later? We just want to recognize Mayor Duterte. He came from Davao pa to be a witness because yung nag-cause po nitong inquiry nito yung controversy sa Davao rice smuggling. At si Mayor Duterte po may first-hand siya pong experience on what happened in Davao. So maybe we can ask him to tell us the story of the rice smuggling in Davao.
Your Honor, may I be allowed to make a statement before, to lay the predicate of my testimony?
You are allowed to say anything.
Whenever a request for my assistance is made by someone who I believe is motivated solely by the desire to advance the interests of government and people, never will I say no. For I consider it my duty and obligation as a government employee to cooperate and work closely with the agencies of government within the limits of my capacity and authority to do what the situations call for. Conscious of the fact that at the end of the day, I and I alone am responsible for the consequences of my act. Someone once said, I have no friends to serve, I have no enemies to harm. That has been always the norm of conduct, my conduct for more than 30 years in public service, and I intend to keep it that way. On December 17, 2013, I was informed that BIR Commissioner Kiminares was asking for my help in addressing the problem of rice smuggling, which she said bedevils the port of Davao City. You and I know the terrible effects that rice smuggling bears. It robs the government of precious income and impoverishes the Filipino farmer. It is economic sabotage at worst. More than that, rice smuggling erodes the people's trust and faith in government, particularly in its capacity to enforce the laws, an erosion that cuts deeply into the very foundation upon which government authority rests. Loss of trust and faith is an ailment which our government cannot afford, not at this time, not ever. Later on, I was able to talk to Commissioner Renares by telephone. I could sense exasperation and frustration in her voice. The following day, I met and conferred with the District Collector of the Bureau of Customs, Attorney Samson Pacasom, to get the specifics of this rice smuggling in Davao City. Subsequently, upon my call and invitation, I met with the officials of the Philippine Port Authority, Philippine Coast Guard, Bureau of Customs, Bureau of Internal Revenue, National Bureau of Investigations, CIDG, PNP, Philippine Navy, and other agencies in brainstorming conference to ferret out the who's, the why's, how's, and when's of rice smuggling in the city. On January 10, 2014, I met with the local rice traders at Marco Polo, Davao City, after which I was interviewed by media. It was in that interview that I showed the picture of Mr. David Tan, the central figure in this mess. The trouble with us in government is that we talk too much, act too slow, and do too little. Let me ask, don't we? I heard it was said that what this country needs, given the prevailing conditions, is not more laws, but more good men in public service. Let me ask again, do we subscribe to that? Thank you, and good morning.
Salamat po, Mr. Mayor Duterte. Wala na ba po kayong i-add na kwento kung may nalalaman kayo dun sa rice smuggling sa Davao?
Problem, Your Honor, is that I am with the local government and the Bureau of Customs and other national agencies are distant stars from us. And I do not want really to just inquire without any significant or substantial authority because usually it will sometimes be the opposite that kaming mga mayor ay nagbibigay ng protection, kaya hindi ako nakikalam talaga. But because of the request of Commissioner Henares, nagtatanong-tanong ako. And indeed, maraming smuggling sa Davao. Una niyan is outright smuggling. They come prepared with the complete papers, yung sinas-recycle. Ipapalusot nila yan, ma'am. Tapos surreptitiously remove the rice out of the custom zones. Kung kaya nila yan, yun na yun. Hindi magamit yung permit. Pag nabunggo, puproduce ka agad yun nilang yung permit. But usually, kung nakalusot, gagamitin nila sa ibang shipment. Always meron silang yung permit. Other smuggling is outright. Talagang walang papeles. Others is you undervalue, when actually there's more in that container than what is reflected in the documents in customs, or misdeclaration. Yung cargo with lower tariffs, for example, farm implements, 1%, when as a matter of fact, it is really rice nandoon. Yun lang ho, at tatanong-tanong ako kasi wala naman ho akong authority talaga maghingi ng mga dokumento. Except that I was facing a blank wall. I must admit that I'm quite ignorant about operations sa customs. So I met with the intelligence community. Kasi ang lumalabas doon sa investigation is David Tan. So sabi ko doon sa intelligence community, produce to me a face of David Tan. Sabi ko sa kanila, trabaho ninyo yan. I'm dealing with somebody na hindi ko kilala. I need a face. So, ang intelligence community ho, nag-produce ng binigay sa akin. Ito yun.
Pwede po kung you furnish us a copy of the face?
Gladly.
And siya ba ho yung nakikita nyo ngayon si Mr. Davidson Bangayan, yung face na yun?
He's the one portrayed in the picture.
Okay.
Not even similar. I think he's the one. I have no doubt about it. Galing ito ng, I am not a part of the military. And so we have observed that protocol, that kung anong maibigay na sa akin, di ko alam kung sino talaga nag-produce. But I'm sure that I met them in the room at sinabi ko that I have to have something to start. Maski query lang dito, questions doon, kasi kinausap nga ako ni Kim Henares. Asa, dumating ito sa akin, ito yung...
Marami pong salamat, Mayor Duterte. It's the turn now of the senators to ask by order of arrival. Tatawagin ko po si Senator Ponce Enrile, tapos si Senator J.V. Ejercito, and then Senator Grace po.
Pahintulot po na ninyo, Madam Chair, at saka ng aking kasama sa una, Senator Ejercito. Gusto ko sanang magtanong sa ating butihing mayor ng Davao City, isang kaibigan. Welcome to this Senate hearing, Mr. Mayor.
Salamat.
You're now the mayor, you're not the vice mayor of Davao City.
Mayor again, sir.
Salamat. Welcome to this Senate. Meron lang akong tatanungin po, nabanggit nyo na pinulong ninyo yung may nagkaroon ng meeting ang mga rice traders sa Davao City. At doon ay napasama yung isang trader na ang pangalan na kilala ninyo ay David Tan. Di ba?
Yun ang mga pangalan that keeps cropping up, Your Honor. I think there's no doubt in this room that he is really the one.
Kaya nga, sino yung sinasabi niyo na David Tan na nakilala niyo dun sa meeting na yun?
Oh, sir. Yeah, I said, in that meeting, I was furnished a copy. Right? Because right after that meeting with the rice traders, I met with the intelligence community. Because yung pangalan no, lumalabas, David Tan, sabi ko, wala akong, I need a face.
Nandito ba yung David Tan na yun?
Is the one?
Sino siya? Ito?
Yes, the one.
Si De Bangayan.
Yeah.
Ang sabi niya nung tinanong ko siya po, Kare, nagne-negosyo daw siya sa Davao City. Palagay ko naman sa opisina ng Pangulo ng lungsod ng Davao, ay nalalaman ninyo yung mga negosyante na humihingi ng lisensya sa inyong lungsod. Ito ba ay merong negosyo sa Davao
A
City?
business permit. We would know, but the business permit, none. But it is bruited about that he goes there once a year, and therefore he is not in Davaoenyo. Once a year to ask questions about the business of scrap metal and fertilizer. Yun ang negosyo niya pumapasok sa Davao. Of course, including the rice.
Salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Ponce. And really, we now recognize Senator J.V. Ejercito.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Kadabaga po sa inyo lahat. Nandito na rin lang po si Mayor Duterte. I'd like to take this opportunity to make use of his presence dahil nagsimula namang pumutok po itong rice smuggling after yung sa January 14 nyo na statement. Sa inyo po panunungkulan, Mayor Duterte, sa tagal nyo po sa Davao, gaano katagal na ho kayang ginagamit ang Davao Port sa tingin ninyo sa ganitong kalakaran ng rice smuggling?
I think it's my humble opinion na it has been going on ever since all ports, Manila, Cebu, Cagayan de Oro, Davao. Yun ho yung hulugan ng mga smuggled rice.
So,
And maybe other articles, other things.
So paano ho ninyo nalalaman, no? Alam ko hindi niyo po sakop 'yan dahil ito po ay dapat sa Bureau of Customs na smuggled rice, no? Ang binabagsak. Paano yun ninyo po nalaman na ganito po na nagkakaroon ng bagsakan?
Nandoon po yung sa Davao, ang shipper or the owner appearing in the document yung Starcraft. At nung dumating sa Davao, iba na, Joseph Ngo, at he offered to pay the customs duties, the tariffs and all, 50%. But sabi kasi which is also my stand, is that since there was no permit from coming from the NFA, talagang hinol. But unfortunately, nagkaroon ng injunction. So, the judge ordered the release. And therefore, I can understand the situation of Sibilia here of the Bureau of Customs. He ordered the release of the rice. A part of that shipment was released because I believe that the customs just followed the court order under pain of course, in contempt if you do not. But my stand is that yung protocol ng atin dito sa WTO, we filed on time a notice that we are extending the restriction until 2017 para makuha. And there was no objection, I think, from any member of the WTO, and that's why it stands. And to me, if there's no objection, there is nothing to answer. Everybody seems to, well, of course, agree. And 2017, the restrictions will still be there until that year.
So, Madam Chair, Mayor Duterte, sa ganitong parang modus operandi, kumbaga nagagamit ng mga big-time rice traders, kagaya ni Mr. David Bangayan, ang makorte, no? Kumbaga, sinasabi nyo kanina na parang wala hong magagawa ang Bureau of Customs kung hindi sumunod at i-release ang mga naturang smuggled rice. Tama ho ba?
Yes. And ang sinabi ko lang naman doon sa meeting, sa rice traders and everybody, including the military, the police, the NBI, they were all there. And I said, I want this smuggling stop. And I do not want to see any smuggled ever rice again in my city. And so I allowed the police to establish checkpoints because I don't in my city allow the establishment of checkpoints. But at this time, I asked the NBI to cooperate CIDG and to help government in stamping out smuggling, at least in my city. Bahala na ho yung iba. Doon lang ako nakialam sa Davao.
At Mayor Duterte, Madam Chair, sa ngayon po, kanina po ay in-identify niyo po si Mr. Davidson Bangayan na siya po si David Tan, they're one and the same.
Yes, because I was, I would take notice of that pleading that he filed. There was his libel case, which he admitted in an affidavit. He was the complainant. As a matter of fact, this guy, he might be Davidson Bangayan, has been using that alias ever since. And to top of it all, he's really committing a crime.
Madam Chair, since Mayor Duterte has already identified Mr. Bangayan as David Tan, we could already act on the motion made by our minority leader a while ago to cite in contempt, as earlier Mr. Bangayan took his oath before this committee. So I hope that we can already resolve this motion to cite in contempt before the committee.
So, it has been moved and seconded. It has been moved by Senator Ponce Enrile and seconded by Mr. J.V. Ejercito. And if there's no objection, we cite David Bangayan for contempt of the Senate. Are there objections from the senators?
The proceedings, no, that will happen again because this is the Senate and you took your oath, so hindi natin sana inyong maintindihan na kayo po ay cited for contempt because we feel that you did not tell the truth, no. Kaya lang I would also commend you for showing up, no, and marami ho kaming nakukuha sa inyo, and I hope that you would continue informing us about the whole operation because this will be very helpful, Madam Chair, in our in aid of legislation of this in our fight against rice smuggling. So going back no sa dati ko tinanong nung nakaraan linggo dahil kinulan tayo ng oras, sino ba ang ilang iyong mga kilalang may ganito ring modus operandi, yung ganitong big time, no, yung rice importation? Meron ka bang kilala? Kasi naawa naman ako sa iyo na ikaw lang ang bugbog dito eh. Kailangan sabihin mo na rin kung sino pang iba.
Your Honor, kung babalikan po natin ang history ng sistema po nito, kasi dahil po sa mga sa aking opinion po, gawa po dun sa mga restriction, yung mga import permits po. So dito po nagmumula yung mga ganyang klaseng mga operasyon eh. So it's common practice po yung permit binebenta po eh, no? So actually napakadami pong, just like sa 2012, ang participant po doon is more than 200 participants in total po sa bidding na yon. So in fact, a fraction lang po yung sumali kami. So pag kinotal nyo po yun, out of 380,000 metric tons, wala pa po kaming 7% doon. So,
kaya nga po, Madam Chair, Mr. Bangayan, kaya ngayon po yung gusto nating malaman, kasi ikaw ay isa ka lamang, no, sa mga, mula nung nabuksan itong pagpapasok ng bigas, binuksan sa pribadong mga traders, ikaw lamang ang napupuruhan dito. Sa Davao ba, ikaw lang po ang, sa yung pagkakaalam, ikaw lamang ang nagpapasok doon? Meron din sa Cebu. In fact, wala na si David Lim, no? Nawala, hindi na nagpakita ngayon. Meron din sa Cagayan de Oro, meron din sa Subic. So, malaki maitutulong mo kung iyo pong isisiwalat ngayon kung sino pang iyong alam na ganito rin ang kalakaran.
Siguro po patawag natin yung mga ibang mga participant din o mga sumali rin po. Tsaka ipagtanong po natin sa industry na napaka-common po ng practice naman na yan na yung binibenta po yung mga import permits. Tsaka napakadami po, kung bubusisiin po natin, napakadami pong programa kasi sa NFA para sa mga farmer sector. Nandiyan po yung FAIR, nandiyan po yung IFAD. So, ito po parang schemes po to eh, no?
So, sa bakat, parang sinasabi mo rin, Mr. Bangayan, na dahil sa scheme ito ng NFA, no, marami ang nagbebenta na lamang nung authority. Halimbawa, nabigyan ang farmers group. Since hindi nila kayang ponduhan dahil nangangailangan ng malaking kapital ito, iyo bang para sinasabi mo ba na sa dahil lang hindi nila kaya, ang mga big time rice traders na gaya mo ay ginagamit na lang sila, ang mga farmers group, no, para makuha yung kanilang import, yung kanilang authority to import. Tama ba?
Ano po yun mga allocations po. Normally kasi meron po kasi mga sitwasyon halimbawa sa isang programa ng NFA, meron po silang tinatawag na FAIR or what you call it, Farmers Incentive Rice Program. So, in the end of the day, dapat po ito pong programang ito, ma-providean po ng murang bigas ang ating mga farmers during lean months. So, pag in-award po sa kanila itong mga alokasyon na to, but sometimes hindi po available dun sa mga supposed to be regions nila. So, naililipat po ito sa ibang mga lugar na region na may available pong bigas. So, normally po, well, option po naman ng mga farmers yun kung hindi na nila ma-reach out yung regions na yon. So, they will monetize it or they will sell it at a premium.
So, Madam Chair, maging malinaw, no, sa inyo pong pag-imbita rin sa mga farmers group na mukhang gano'n na po ang nangyayari. No? Kinonfirm nyo na rin na kapag hindi po nila, yung mga import, yung mga authority na naibigay sa mga farmers, ay binibili na lang ng mga big-time rice traders. Tama ba?
Bago pa po ako mapasok sa hanap buhay ng bigas, yan na po yun eh. Doon na po ang kalakaran ng...
Kailan ka, Mr. Bangayan, kailan ka nagsimulang sabi mo mabago ka lang. Kasi nagsimula itong importation, dati ang NFA ang sole agency allowed na mag-import ng bigas. Nagsimula ito nung nakarang administrasyon under the Arroyo administration. So, nung panahon pa ng Arroyo administration, ikaw ba ay nagpasok na ng mga bigas?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
So, 2010, after 2010 ka na lamang nagsimula?
2011 po.
Sino ang iyong, babalikan ko yung tinanong ni Senator Enrile kanina, sino ang iyong mga katulong sa mga ahensya? Kasi mahirap pasukin dito eh. Alam naman natin yan, ganyan ang kalakaran. Lalo na't ang iyong kausap ay mga ahensya. Sino ang iyong mga kausap? Halimbawa sa NFA, sino ang nagpa-facilitate na ikaw ay makakuha ng mga permit to import?
Wala naman pong kausap kasi lagi naman po nilang ina-announce yun publicly in newspaper. Tsaka taon-taon na po yun, predicted na eh. Lagi naman po mayroong mga programa.
Hindi nga, pero wala ba tumutulong sa iyo sa proseso ng papeles, ng mga papeles?
Depende po sa programa. Depende po sa mga available na program po.
Kaya may tatanong ako, Madam Chair, just like to ask also probably the Bureau of Customs, Commissioner Sevilla or Secretary Alcala can answer. The authority to give itong minimum, yung authority to import rice was started during the Arroyo administration because before, in the past, it was just NFA was the sole agency to import, that was allowed to import rice. So, would it be easier, Commissioner Sevilla, to identify smuggled rice? Because pag hindi NFA ang nagpasok ng bigas po rito, automatic, madali hong mapinpoint, smuggled rice kaagad. Isa ba yan sa mga rason kung bakit hindi natin masupo ang smuggling?
Malaki ho ang idadali ng trabaho namin kung NFA lang po ang pwedeng mag-import ng bigas.
So, Secretary Alcala or NFA Administrator, probably you could comment on this. Is it wise to transfer probably the operations of NFA not under the Department of Agriculture? Kasi dapat ang DA in charge po sila ng rice production. Ang nangyayari po ngayon, ang NFA under the DA, kayo rin naman ang nagbibigay ng import permit. So, hindi natin maiwasan na baka magkaroon ng manipulasyon ng figures, ng prices ng bigas sa dahilang iisang ahensya po kayo. You fall under the Department of Agriculture. So would it be wise, Mr. Administrator, to detach NFA from the Department of Agriculture?
Ito po kasi, Madam Chair, Honorable Senator, ito po kasi isang policy issue na malaki. Pero kung halimbawa po yun yung mas maganda, kasalukuyan po kasi ang National Food Authority na nag-undergo ng mga reforms. Napakadami po nating reforms na ginagawa ngayon. And in fact, Kung sakasakali po at magkakaroon ulit tayo ng mga darating na mga importation at i-allow po ito ng NFA Council, may mga proposal na po na ito po ay gawin ng Interagency Committee. Hindi po NFA lang ang magdi-decide. So ito po ay magiging isang committee.
And then it came, Madam Chair, no? It came also from sa Commissioner Sevilla that it would make their job to curb rice smuggling if NFA would be the sole importing agency. So kung bakit, alam naman po natin, alam ko meron ho kayong findings na rin, no? If I'm not mistaken, that naalala ko pa nga nun, sabi, you were swimming in rice, sabi pa nga ng Secretary, hindi na tayo kailangan mag-import later on, we will be self-sustaining. Kaya lang sa ganito, at the rate we are going, Madam Chair, if this is not acted upon, my worry is by come 2015, when AFTA takes in effect, baka naman hindi na talaga tayo makakompete because it's becoming easier, more convenient for traders to import rice rather than encourage, improve the rice mills and improve the production. Secretary Alcala, are you doing something about this? Nagwo-worry lang ako kasi ngayon na meron pang import permits, rampat na ang rice smuggling, kapag nag-enforce na ang ASEAN Free Trade Agreement, all the more it will be hard for it will be difficult for the agri-industry to sustain itself.
Yan pong pagpapatuloy sa Senado ng pagdinig kaugnay sa issue ng umano'y rice smuggling. At sa putong ito ay tinatanong ni Senator J.V. Ejercito, si Agriculture Secretary Proceso Alcala, kung ano nga ba ang ginagawang mga hakbang ng DA para tiyakin na hindi magiging talamak ang umano'y rice smuggling sa ating bansa. Ang mga kapuso, wag po kayong bibitiw. Magpapatuloy ang mga may init na balita sa pagbabalik ng Balitang Hali.
So many birth certificates or whatever, nakapokus ako sa kanya. Siya yan dito sa... we live in the southernmost city. Pero dito sa Maynila, alam ng lahat siya.
So, muli
Lahat
po,
ng gustong mag-import, pupunta sa kanya. Siya kasi ang naka-establish ng linya sa lahat ng ports. It could be Davao, it could be Cebu, Cagayan, Manila. Sometimes Batangas.
so sa muli po, Madam Chairman, ano po ba ang suhestyon ninyo, Mayor? Dahil nga nakikita ninyo lahat yan, pero parang nakatali yung kamay ninyo dahil nga sabi ninyo, may mga permits nga sila galing dito. Ano pong pwede nating gawin para nga masugpuyan kaagad?
Yan, Your Honor, give back the power to import solely sa NFA.
So isa po yan sa...
Kasi yung permit, yun yung nagpa-farm out eh. Pinagbibili yan, ma'am. Pagbili, may pera yan. Bibilihin nila, may pera yan. Pera kasi dito eh. Ganun yan. Pagkuha mo ng permit, I'm not saying that ngayon. Noon, bibili ka ng permit. They will finance you to get the permit. Pera yan. Ipagbibili yan. Then bilihin niya. I-import siya using that permit. Pagdating ito namang farmer na Pilipino, pupunta sa kanya, luluhod siya kasi siya yung financer eh. How can you import rice with the farmers, the cooperatives at the mercy of these guys? Paano?
Salamat po. Napaka-importante po ng sabi ninyo na siguro NFA na lang dahil yan nga din po ang tinanong ng ating Senator JV na mas mapapadali nga yung trabaho din ng customs kung sakasakali. Ngayon, may nabanggit din kayong intelligence na ginagamit niyo. Alam ko po meron kayong suporta ng 26 Grains Cooperative at Rice Traders sa Davao. Napaka-importante na nasa iyo ang tiwala nila. Yung ginagamit po ba ninyong intelligence na nabanggit ninyo kung saan na nagbigay ng larawan ni Davidson Bangayan, David Tan, ito ba'y privately hired? Ito ba'y mga customs intelligence or local government intelligence?
Ma'am, gamit ko ito intelligence community ng government. It's military and police.
Oh, dapat napaka-importante kasi ang source ng ating intelligence, kung kayo po ay merong access sa ganon, dapat talaga yung ating mga government agencies ay magkaroon ng ganyan na mapapagkatiwalaan. Ngayon, sa huli na lang po, ito po, ipapaalala ko lang po sa ating secretary, yung hinihingi po nating listahan ng NGOs. Kasi po, chinek lang namin ngayon, hindi po nakarating yung listahan. Siguro po, dito sa main receiving area ng Senate at saka sa office po namin, wala pa po doon yung listahan. So, siguro po ay nagkamali lamang ng pag-deliver. Yun lamang po, Madam Chair. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Senator Grace Po. We remind the DA to submit the list. And then we now acknowledge Senator Jinggoy Estrada for his question. Para po ito kay Mayor Duterte. Lahat po ng question hanggang kay Mayor Duterte lang, then we go on a break.
Gladly,
for-
ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sa aking iniidolong punong lungsod ng Davao, magandang tanghali po. Una-una, gaano ho karampat ang smuggling sa inyong lugar, Ginoong?
By the looks of it, actually before this crop up actually, pumutok to dahil nga sa itong kay Keminares request. Palagay ko, I remember about 3 years ago, there was this ship loaded with rice with no permit and created a raucous in my city. And as a matter of fact, some councilors went to the wharf, Pantalan, to inspect it, but they were not allowed. Over a period of so many months, dahan-dahan na wala yun. And I think that if you reckon it with the losses in terms of peso, 6 billion, it must be a very, very huge network. I cannot, because this is the first time that I took notice of this activity. For a fact that I was requested, kaso makialam ako because I said there is a request coming from a legitimate authority about finances, that is Keminares,
But
although
we're-
sa BIR siya.
But we are only talking about rice smuggling. What about the other products?
Malaki
Do you
ho
have
yun,
any information
sir.
about it, Mr. Mayor?
Di masyado ako. I know lahat, kotse, everything. Lumulusot yan. Whether or not dues are paid, that's, I cannot, Davao alone, malaki yan. It's being talked openly.
So ngayon, Mayor, ngayon na meron hong request galing kay BIR Commissioner Kim Henares tungkol sa rice smuggling, are you going to be at the forefront in fighting or curbing smuggling in your city?
Sinabi ko nga sabi ko, wag ninyong gawin yan dito, ever again.
Alright.
Kasi mapapasama ako. Baka sabihin ng mga tao, bakit ang Davao malakas pala? Yan ang ginagawa ng mayor doon. Ang tao, hindi kasi nila alam na the local government units do not have any power at all over national agencies. At makakialam ka doon, you're always a suspect that si Mayor Duterte pumasok dito, baka may nilalakad na shipment. I avoid it like a plague. Ayaw ko kasing ma-misconstrue ng mga tao yung ginagawa ko.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, huling katanungan lang. Kanina ay pinakikinggan ko po yung inyong opening statement. At you were mentioning about the the national officials or officials per se. And your exact words were, the trouble with us in government is that we talk too much, act too slow, and do too little. Sino ho ba ang pinatutungkulan nyo dito? Is
Well,
it
I'm
the
addressing
NFA?
myself to all law enforcement agencies. So, Customs, NBI, Justice Department,
Mabagal ho ba gumalaw ang customs sa Ginong Mayor?
Customs, pag gusto nilang mabagal ang laro, mabagal talaga yan. If they want it slowly done, then
Kaya nila.
it's a question of money.
Kung gusto nilang mabilis, pwede nilang bilisan.
Money again.
Bakit ho nyo nasabi na bakit nyo nasabi pera?
Pera-pera lang.
Opo.
Ganun talaga eh. That's the reality. I have asked so many persons, but they want it sobrosa. Ibig sabihin may binibigay. I have a list of persons here, but the lawyer in me says that the standard of fair play, since I do not have any proof, but I have the names. So any law enforcement agency who might be interested, I'm not empowered to do an investigation. But if they want, I can supply them. But nakialam ako sa Port of Davao. I never went beyond the boundaries of the city. Kung ano ang, kasi ayaw ko makialam.
Since you have already identified by yourself si Mr. Bangayan as Mr. David Tan, is he still allowed to enter your city?
Look, ang sinabi ko ganito. Ayaw ko simula ngayon sa lahat na may bababa dito na smuggled goods. Sabi ko, babarilin ko kayo. And if this guy would go to Davao and start to unload, at nakakita ko nandyan siya, you must be in the commission with crime, I will gladly kill him. And so we go to prison. I mean, I'm old, Your Honor. I could spend the remaining days of my life in prison. Matanda na rin ako. Marami na rin akong sakit. The most is about 5 to 10 years. I can do away with the stress by reading books and while away my time, reminiscing the lost glory.
So, ibig niyo sabihin, pagka pumunta ho to si David Bangayan alias David Tan sa Davao at mag-smuggle ng bigas o smuggled products, papatayin niyo po?
Well, of course, hintayin ko siya sa labas. I do not want to tinker with his own. Pagka lumaban ito and he puts up a good fight, I would not hesitate. I'll do it for my country. Sabi ko nga, mahirap ito sa Pilipinas. Wala naman Pilipinong gustong pumatay. Wala naman Pilipinong gustong magpakamatay para sa tao. I'm not trying to be a hero. What I said, I do not want to allow the impression na, kaya sinabi ko doon sa lahat, I gather them all, lahat. Police, customs, coast guard. Sinabi ko sa kanila na, huminto kayo. Huminto kayo kasi ayaw kong mabalita na ang syudad ko ginagamit. Baka sabihin nga, kasabihan kasing nakikialam ang mayor eh. May ibang syudad talaga. Meron dito nga isang vice mayor, I think. But I cannot, I said, by reason of fair play, I will not.
So your statement will serve as a stern warning to all smugglers not to smuggle in your city?
No, yes, sir.
Okay.
Exactly, that is the idea.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Maraming salamat po, Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Will call on Senator Pia Cayetano.
Actually, Madam Chair, as you know, I waived my right to ask questions, but just a follow-up from the question of Senator Jinggoy. Mayor Duterte, I think everyone knows that you have very strong convictions and you speak your mind. But I do believe we also know that you are not quick to judge. So my question is, in the hearings, there have been a lot of mentions of different groups involved in smuggling. In fact, someone even asked David Bangayan if you can mention other names. But for you, Your Honor, to single him out would mean to me that based on your intelligence reports, clearly he is the single most important person in this, because you didn't even bother to mention other names. And I only mention it because this is not the venue to prosecute anyone. However, it would be the venue to look into all the underlying systems and procedures that we can change. And he would be a key person if, as you say, it all goes back to him.
You know, there is only one name that kept on cropping up. Sabi nila, all others are minor players. Yes, it is the central. Siya yung poste. So siya yung nakilala. Yung iba, mga support cast na lang. For example, the different corporations or partnerships that he has, ginagamit lang niya yun. But he is the only one who has established the influence to cause smuggling in this country. Rice, for that matter.
And just my last follow-up question, and from the intelligence reports you have, it is not just in Davao, but all over the country.
Cebu is a very favorite place to drop Manila, Cebu, Cagayan, Davao. Yan. Yan yung mga syudad na mabilis sila doon. Yun yan sila. Pero maybe yun yung may connection, may linya sila na wala nang yun. So if you have the permit, using the cooperative's permit, papasok ka ng isang barko, hindi mo, hawakan mo to. Pag malinis ang diskarga mo, ano yung permit mo? Recycle mo pa. You get another shipment, yun lang pag nabuko, ito. May permit kami. But if not, it's a recycled in the sense that it can be used many times. But actually, kung na ganyan na use na doon sa customs, hindi mo na magamit, ganun. Pero ang smuggling ng rice, usually, smuggling muna outright. Pag nabuko, gagabitin yung permit. Pag hindi, they can use it all over again in so many ports in this country. That is really how the game is being played here.
Madam Chair, as you mentioned, we'll just limit our questions for Mayor Duterte because I have others for the others, but I'll wait for the proper time for that. Thank you.
You will be allowed questions, Senator, to ask questions again later on. And I just want to mention to Senator Duterte bago siya umalis para ma-reinforce yung belief niya. Ay, Mayor Duterte.
Mayor lang po ako, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry. Meron pong Supreme Court decision, Salvador Mison, Commissioner of Customs, and Carlos L. Raso, Collector of Customs, of the Subport of Clark versus Honorable L.E.G.C. Natividad, Presiding Judge of the Regional Trial Court of San Fernando, Pampanga, and Cesar Sani Carlos, CVC Trading, na nagsasabi po na wala pong authority ang RTC judge sa operations ng custom. This was made in 1992 at wala pong superseding judgment dito. Kaya medyo dapat confident pa tayo na hindi natin i-honor yung TRO ng mga judges.
The crux of the matter, ma'am, is that until now it is not resolved whether yung restriction sa quota nandiyan pa o wala na.
Okay.
Because the importers are claiming the WTO that yung restriction sa quota had expired way back in June of 2012.
Miski po sabihin nila na liberalize, bawal po sa RTC judge na makialam because this is the prerogative of the Commissioner of Customs based on a Supreme Court decision in 1992 na hindi pa ho nababago. So, kahit ano po sabihin nila, hindi po dapat natin i-honor ang TRO ng RTC para ilabas yung mga smuggled goods unless pakikinggan po natin later on yung ating DOJ and ang ating Solicitor General kung they disagree with this. But this is a Supreme Court decision in 1992.
My stand is with government. Whatever government says, nandoon ako, ma'am.
Okay.
If the NFA says, bawal sa akin.
So, ang magsusunod pong magtatanong ng question is si Senator Angara to Mayor Duterte.
Salamat, Madam Chairperson, sa ating mga bisita. Magandang tanghali po. Mayor, very good afternoon ho sa inyo.
Good afternoon,
Thank you for sharing your time ho with us. Iisa lang po yung tanong ko. I know you're a man of action and from many accounts, you're also a man of the law because you're also a lawyer. So yung tanong ko po is, nabanggit niyo po kanina yung pagre-recycle ng mga import permits. Paano po nagagawa ito at saka sino ang may kasalanan? At paano natin mareremedyohan po yan sa darating na panahon, Mayor?
There's no specific wrong there because it's allowed, it's legal to get a permit. The only problem is they are recycled in the sense that nag-smuggle outright yan. They smuggle rice harap-harapan, dumped in the works, and they remove it. Of course, this has to be there has to be a connivance between the customs and kasi pag ayaw ng customs lulalabas yung bigas din, hindi lalabas yan. That's a problem actually. Naghuhugas ng kamay lahat. As a matter of fact, without the signature of the collector of customs, the deputy for assessment and the deputy for operation, without the signature of those three guys there, hindi lalabas yan. The problem is really, yung sa labas, before customs, it's all legal. Kasi may permit eh. Yes, sir.
I saw Pastor Tibuloy last time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So kung ganun nga, talagang kung sa tingin ni Mayor Duterte na may connivance ang customs, siguro kailangan may mag-isip ang Senado ng isang sistema na itong permits na to ay made, number one, ay made public, at number two, hindi na magamit ulit, di ba? Kumbaga, hindi siya transferable dahil parang there has to be a systemic solution, Madam Chair.
Pwede din po na yung import permit lagyan ng date ng expiry para hindi na re-recycle. Pero syempre kahit may date of expiry, kung yung titingin bias, hindi niya titingnan yung date of expiry, pababayaan din. So maraming abuses. And so in our next hearing, we will go on the systems na and the reforms para kasi kailangan natin makita yung how they do it, what is the modus operandi, and then we will institute the reforms. Ang last question po kay Mayor Duterte, si Senator Recto. Senator Recto, okay.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Magandang hapon sa inyo, Mayor Rudy Duterte. It's nice to see you. You look younger. Having said that, I was listening to your what you mentioned earlier, no? In spite of me not being here, but I was listening to you over the radio. Ang tanong ko, Mayor, simple lang. Sa tingin ba ninyo, doon sa intelligence na nakuha ba ninyo, pwede bang magkaroon ng smuggling sa Davao ng bigas na walang pahintulot ng customs at ng NFA?
Very hard. Well, nigh impossible as a matter of fact.
Ibig sabihin, sa inyong paniniwala, lagi may kasangkot na tao sa customs at posible sa NFA gawa nung may mga import permit na nababanggit.
You're correct, Your Honor.
Di ba?
Yes, sir.
Ngayon, meron bang pangalan o letrato na ibinigay din sa inyo doon sa intelligence report ninyo, liban kay Davidson Bangayan or David Tan, na mga kasangkot na taga Bureau of Customs o NFA?
I said, Your Honor, earlier that the only name that cropped up incessantly with so many persons that I have talked to, of course, I said Sobrosa because they do not want to do it openly. David Bangayan lang talaga lumalabas.
So yung private sector lang ang pangalan na nabanggit. Pero sinasabi nyo sa committee ito, sa inyong paniniwala, na hindi pwede mangyari to na walang kasangkot na opisyal ng Bureau of Customs at ng NFA.
Exactly, sir.
Isang follow-up question na lang, Mayor Duterte. Gayun din ang aking paniniwala. Sa madaling salita, hindi magagawa lamang ni David Tan or ng isang Davidson Bangayan o iba pa kung hindi kasama ang Bureau of Customs at ang NFA. Now, having said that, Mayor, ang tanong ko naman, bakit sa tingin ninyo laganap ang smuggling ng bigas sa ating bansa o di kaya sa Port of Davao? Bakit kaya laganap ang smuggling?
But it was, it's allowed actually.
Sorry?
By allowed through negligence or I said money. You look
So,
the other way.
Okay. So, Mayor, sa madaling salita, ang sinasabi nyo, profitable.
Yes. Mas maraming tao dito sir na gustong yumaman. Kaya nga, this is one lucrative practice. And, if you have the right connections, you will earn billions.
Okay. So, ganito siguro ang sinasabi ninyo, no? At siguro pareho sa aking pag-iisip. Unang-una, kulang na kulang siguro ang supply ng bigas. Dahil kung hindi kulang, walang smuggling.
Your Honor, that is
Walang magsasmuggle kung meron tayong surplus.
another story. But I
Correct,
said the locally generated rice, I think, would not be sufficient to feed
Correct.
the millions of Filipinos now.
Correct.
So there's a gap.
There is a
And
gap.
that is why the rice, yung dapat talagang i-import to correspond to the need of demand.
Correct. So that is one. No? The
Yes,
second is, mataas masyado ang duties. And that's where the profitability comes in.
Yes.
Halimbawa, kung ang duty ay 50% at hindi mo bayaran yan, kumita ka na ng 50%. Doon mo makikita na napaka-profitable. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, sir.
Ngayon, nabanggit ninyo kanina na isang solusyon at sinabi rin ni Sevilla ng ating Customs Commissioner ngayon na kung NFA lamang ang mag-i-import, walang smuggling. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ang tanong ko naman ngayon, kung NFA lang ang mag-i-import, baka NFA lang naman ang magiging pinakamalaki smuggler din.
There has to be an inner internecine dyan. It could be undervaluing the cargo instead of it's okay, one container can hold about 500 to 580 sacks. Kung sabihin lang nila doon na ini-import lang nila is 300, ride-on ang tawag dyan sa iba.
Tama.
Sa ride-on.
The reason why I mentioned this, alam po ninyo may panukala ako niyan dati. Gawa nung after na itong hearing na ginanap noong nakaraang taon. At nag-file ako ng bill na NFA lamang dapat ang makapag-import. No? Ngunit, sa mga nababasa ko naman sa payagan at sa mga linabas na rin na mga ibang datang nakita ko, para bagang may problema din kung NFA lamang ang mag-i-import, number one. At number two, sa aking pag-aaral din at mga dokumentong nabasa galing sa U.S. Agriculture office of some sort, no? Kukulangin tayo sa tong ito na mahigit 1.4 million tons of rice.
Maraming nag-aabang niyan, sir.
Tama po yun. At dahil ganun kalaki, 1.4 million, hindi kaya ng budget ng NFA. Kasi ang budget ng NFA ay only 4.5 billion kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Ibig sabihin, mangangailangan din sila na mahigit 20 billion para i-import ito. Now, let me go back to this import permits na binibigay ng NFA. No? Nabanggit nyo kanina, pag nag-smuggle ng rice sa Davao, particularly to Davao, ang una, ilalabas yung bigas nang hindi gagamitin yung import permit. At kung nahuli sila, saka lang maglalabas ng import permit. Di ho ba?
Yeah.
At yan, nabanggit na rin ni Secretary De Lima noong nakaraan na mayroong modus operandi gayon din. No? Paminsan-minsan naman, dumating na yung bigas, walang import permit, at may maglalakad ng import permit. At marami akong dokumento dito na magpapatunay dyan na nangyari nung nakaraang taon. No? So, halos pareho yung ating paniniwala. At palagay ko, marami nag-iisip ng gayon din. Na sa katunayan, kasama ang mga ilang kooperatiba, mahirap isipin na hindi kilala ng NFA o pati ng Bureau of Customs. Yung mga nag-i-import, nagte-trade, yung modus operandi na kasama yung mga kooperatiba, nasabi nga ninyo, wala namang pondo yung mga yan, pero binibigyan ng import permit yan, gawa ng posibleng kakilala din ng NFA yung mga nag-finance ng mga kooperatibang ito. Ano po? Sa tingin ba ninyo, gayon nga ang nangyayari?
Could be, sir.
Could be. Okay. I will have other questions, Madam Chair, to the Bureau of Customs and to the NFA later. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to ask Mayor Duterte. Salamat
Thank
po.
you very much, Senator Recto. We will limit the questions to to Mayor Duterte. And then we will go on recess. Pinaalala ko lang po sa mga naandito na hindi po pwedeng umalis yung mga resource persons bago matapos ang hearing. You can take your lunch. Magmamanifestation po ang ating lamang ang ating Senate Majority Floor Leader, Senator Alan Cayetano.
Magandang tanghali, Madam Chair, sa ating po mga bisita, Madam Secretary, Mayor, mga Secretary. To follow your rule, Madam Chair, and to stick to the process and just to ask questions kay Mayor Duterte, may I just ask the DA and the Customs Bureau to submit something. Sa Customs Bureau, I was just thinking about yung testimony nila last time at lumalabas kasi sa dyaryo parate na since yung ibang mga court have ordered the release of this rice, parang ang dating sa maraming mamahayag is that inutil yung laban against smuggling or yung customs sa bureau, no? But I was just reviewing my law and hindi ba pagka nag-file ka ng kaso para nga i-release temporarily or may TRO sa inyo, may bond yan eh. And then yung bond pwedeng habulin. And then of course, may remedies din kayo. You can go to the CA. But I'm not allowed to ask questions right now. So can you just submit to the committee, anong ginawa nyo? Nag-file ba kayo na taasan ng bond? Nag-appeal ba kayo or whatever? So we can just follow that process. And then number 2, we can communicate sa media na hindi inutil ang customs because later on, if it's found out that smuggled nga, pwede nyo pang habulin yung bond na yon. Number 2, Mr. Secretary Alcalano, kanina yung chairman mismo natin at si Senator Bam went into the magkano yung halaga ng smuggling, anong epekto, dalawa tinatamaan dito, lahat ng consumers sa presyo and then sa farmers. Can you make a simulation na kung hindi na smuggle to o kaya kung nakolekta tong 8 billion, no? What will be the price of rice, the effect on the price of rice? And number 2, if you use that 8 billion and you gave it to the farmers, no? Assuming lahat ng import duties na pumasok, gamitin mong dagdag sa DA pang subsidy sa kanila, what will be the effect? I just want, kasi everyone who speaks here saying that grabe ang tama nito sa farmers, grabe ang tama nito sa ekonomiya, mabuti po kanina sa pagtatanong natin, Chair, na quantify yung 8 billion, no? Can we also quantify in terms of prices and income sa farmers? Thank you, Madam Chair.
Maraming salamat po, Senator Cayetano. So we go on recess for 30 minutes. Okay. So we'll come back at 1:30. Pwede na po kayong kumain muna pero wag kayo aalis.
Madam Chair, am I dismissed already?
Yeah, you're allowed to go.
I'm going home, ma'am.
Mayor Duterte. Salamat po. Marami pong salamat, Mayor.
Napanood natin ang pagdinig ng Senate Committee on Agriculture sa issue ng rice smuggling. Sentro ng pagdinig ngayong tanghali ang pagharap ni Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte. Para sa detalye, nasa linya si Mean Los Baños. Mean.
Ren, pansamantalang sinuspende ng Senado itong kanilang pagdinig for 30 minutes na para mapag-usapan yung kanilang hiling ng ilang sa mga senador na ipakontempt na itong si Davidson Banga matapos nga sabihin, for example, ni Senator Enrile na talaga namang nagsisinungaling daw ito. Alam mo, nakapag-desisyon yung ilan sa mga senador na talagang tapusin na itong issue na ito kung ipapakontempt ba o hindi. Kanina kasi supposedly, hindi muna nila isa-settle yung issue dahil kulang yung kanilang miyembro na present dito sa pagdinig. Pero matapos magsalita ni Davao City Mayor Duterte at nga niya, idiniin niya na talaga namang sabi niya, ang sentro naman talaga ng rice smuggling sa bansa ay si Davidson Bangayan, wala nang iba. Mukhang nakumbinsi rin itong mga senador na tapusin na itong issue ng pagpapakontempt and once and for all, tapusin na at desisyonan nila ito ngayon. Lalo't nandito na rin naman si Senate President Drilon. Paliwanag ko lang konti rin, sa regulations kasi sa rules ng Senate, supposedly dapat ay pirmahan ng Senate President itong pagpapakontempt sa isang tao kung sino man yung testigo. Pero sa ngayon, since nandito na rin naman siya, mukhang approved in principle kung mapagkakasunduan nila ngayon, posible nang damputin itong si Bangayan ngayon mismong hapon na ito at maipakulong na siya dito sa detention cell ng Senado. Ma-review ko lang ilan sa mga sinabi ni Mayor Duterte kanina. Pinagbalaan niya harap-harapan itong si Davidson Bangayan rin. Ang sabi niya ay kung ikaw ay babalik ng Davao at magsasmuggle ka ulit, sabi niya, I will kill you, I will gladly kill you, sabi niya. Matanda na rin naman daw siya, marami na siyang sakit, hindi na raw siya manghihinayang kung kinakailangan niyang makulong. Ang sinasabi niya, pinapatungkulan niya rin dito, yung sinasabi niyang kabagalan daw kasi ng ilang ahensya ng gobyerno sa pag-action, kaya't hanggang ngayon hindi daw mahuli-huli yung utak nitong smuggling. Sabi niya, kaya nalaman daw niya mula sa kanyang pag-iimbestiga sa Davao at mula sa kanyang intel community, paulit-ulit na lumalabas ang pangalan nitong David Bangayan at lumabas din yung picture at tinatanong ni Senator Enrile, yun bang sinasabi mong Davidson Bangayan at David Tan nandito sa loob ng Senado? Sabi ni Duterte, yes. Sabi niya, tapos itinuro niya itong si Davidson Bangayan. Sabi niya, wala na raw iba at yan ang paulit-ulit na pangalan na lumalabas sa kanyang investigasyon. Alam mo, talagang medyo parang galit itong si Mayor Duterte dito kay Davidson Bangayan. Talagang ayaw niyang tantanan. Kahit iba na ngayon tanong sa kanya ng mga senador, paulit-ulit niya talagang sinasabi at idinidiin na wag nang pakawalan at talagang itong Davidson Bangayan na ito raw talaga yung tinuturo ng mga farmers, specifically sa Davao, na nilalapitan nila every time mayroong rice importation dahil ito raw yung may connection sa lahat ng pier at maging sa customs kaya nagkakaroon ng malawakang smuggling, for example, sa Davao. Renz?
Maraming